Today we're in the New Forest. We're staying in Lyndhurst. We're making our way towards the top of the High Street to start our walk. We'll just give you a quick shot of this house as we walk by. Quite nice that, with thatch roof and that. So here we are at the top of the High Street. We're heading straight forward, slightly downhill. So we've walked down the High Street past the post office. We're in front of the Lyndhurst Park Hotel. We're turning right. Road sign says Beaulieu. So we turn right, then immediate left. Place called Bolton's Bench. It looks like there's a bit of a car park here. It looks like free parking, but we'll check it out. If it isn't, we'll let you know. So we head straight forward now. So we're stood at the side of the War Memorial, heading straight forward along the tarmac track. Just before we set off, on our right hand side, on the top of the hill opposite the War Memorial, you've got like seating there below the tree. On the left hand side we've a couple of ponies. There's a tiny bit of car parking a bit further down, and that looks as if it's free as well. And you've a map in front of you. As we walk up the road, we'll give you a quick look. It's the 24th of October today. It's very misty. There isn't a lot of sunlight, so let's hope that this film will come out. We just keep bearing left at the top of the road, heading towards the cemetery. We look to our right hand side and we can see like a thatch building there. We just walk forward 100 yards towards the cemetery entrance and then turn left in front of it along the wall. We've looked over into the cemetery and it's a beautiful place, and we thought we'd just take a quick shot. It's well cared for and well tended. Lovely place. Very, very peaceful. We just have a quick look through the archway, the entrance to the cemetery, just before we turn left. The cemetery wall is on our right hand side. Well, we've only been walking about 10 minutes out of Lyndhurst at the most. We're turning right along the church wall, and we've our first pony here getting his breakfast. We've two more, and we've got an aeroplane above us. And you can see the bit of mist in the background at the far side of the horses. We walk forward, following the wall for 100 feet. We see an open piece of grass. We bear slightly left there through the trees. As we wander through, we've got 2 or 3 ponies here. With one coming in from the left, look. They aren't far away, just wandering in front. As you head forward, you'll see a seat in front of you. Walk to the side of the seat, bearing slightly right, downhill. You'll go through like a gap in the gorse. We come out into an open area of grass and fern on your right hand side. We bear off right now. We keep heading forward. We reach the end of the cemetery woodland, and we just keep heading forward across quite a distinctive grassy path. We're heading for the edge of Mallard Wood. You're walking with a taxi driver today. If you look to your left hand side, a couple 100 yards, where that building is, you've got the road, and we're more or less running parallel with the road. We'll keep giving you a quick shot as we go. As we head forward, the path swings slightly left, and on your left hand side you've got a couple of Scotch pines, and we've got a couple of more ponies just in the distance. We head forward 150 yards past the Scotch pine, and we come to a crossroad of paths. We look to our right hand side and we see 2 paths. We bear off on the left one. We're heading towards Mallard Wood now. As we walk forward on this slightly raised path, we've a bit of a ridge at either side, just so you can check. It's very easy to take the wrong path here. This is a new walk for us. On Monday we came down from York, and on Monday night we're on Seaford Surf Radio near Eastbourne. We were talking to Tony on his radio programme, or as he's better known in the area, Van Berger, and we had a great time with him. And it's a great little radio programme, all about the topics and everything that's happening around the area, and they play some great music as well. We just keep heading forward. We've come to a bit of a wood on our left hand side now. We're more or less at Mallard Wood now. We're heading towards more or less the source, or the fledgling source of Beaulieu River. We're just walking down the side of the woodland now, and as you can see we've a couple of fallen trees, and in the background you can hear the road, so you know you're not far off your path. And we've a man and woman with a dog there just sat on a fallen tree, and that's where we're heading, that way. As we walk into the wood, we pass the couple with a dog, we walk to the right hand side of the fallen tree and keep bearing slightly right through the wood until we come to some like holly trees. They've been pollarded and you can see the browse line of the animals about 6 foot off the floor. We head through 3 trees, quite big ones, 2 big ones on your left there, look, and 1 on your right. And as you can see on your left hand side there, we've got more holly trees. But keep heading forward about 100 yards and you'll come to some open ground. This is where you can easily get lost, so pay attention, because we nearly did. As you walk past the holly trees, you can see in front of you, it's opening out. Head forward, and as we've come out the other side of the wood, we've got a little pony there grazing. And there's the view. Just a pity it wasn't a bit more light, because, you know, it is a bit dull, but let's hope we can keep going. And we're following the track, woodland on our left hand side. We're heading forward now. As we walk along now, we've got some ponies there grazing. We could have walked through the wood, and if we were locals we probably would, but we're trying to make it easy for a tourist to walk, including ourselves. We're heading forward now. We can see a bridge in the distance, and there's the view. Lovely place, but if you haven't been here before, you can soon get lost on the path, so we're trying to make it as easy as we can. Well, we've made our way to the bridge, and we thought we'd just take a quick shot before we cross over. That's our right hand side, and there we are looking at the left. And as we cross over the little bridge, we turn left, but we thought we'd just give you a quick shot of this because, believe it or not, this is the beginnings of the Beaulieu River. And we've just got a couple of horses going over the bridge now. And riders. As you can see, it's very muddy with all this rain we've had. So at the bridge we turn left, following the tiny Beaulieu River through a small copse. As we head forward, we see another little bridge on our left hand side. On the right hand side there's a small boundary stone. On the left there's a tree. We turn left, then immediate right there. Just before we do, we'll give you a quick shot to the right. We hope these shots come out because it's just a bit dull today, but it's a beautiful place. In the distance there, look, you've a couple of ponies. Just in the mist, but they seem to be making good headway, look at that. And I hope these shots come out today. So we're heading forward, heathland on our left hand side. We've got the Beaulieu River still on our right hand side. We've got a dragonfly down here as well. Beautiful little setting, really is, nice and clean. We're just going to move off. We see something catch our eye, look, in distance, some white. Let's have a look. Look at that, a stag with some white Hines. Oh, he's going behind the trees. Oh, we're going to move round, see if we get a better shot of this. That's a white hind, there's two of them. He's gone behind the trees. There's a setting, we've just got to get a better shot of this. Hold on, we're going to move now, let's hope we don't lose them. But we've got a stag there with about, I don't know, 10 hinds. Oh, they're moving, they're going. They're going. There he is, there he is, there he is. Look at that. Look at the antlers on that. Well, I'm right at end of my range here now. Oh, and then we've got a white stag there, look. Got a big brown stag and a white stag. Ain't that fantastic, that? They're massive antlers. Oh, he might be going into wood, we might be losing him. But so we're going to film as long as we can here, just to see what happens. We've got the white hinds on your right hand side. He's looking straight at me now, but you know, he's a fair way off. See, he's got the hinds there, look. He's got his tail up. And he's just sort of, you know, prancing about there. There's the white one. And we've got a pony coming in from the right hand side at the moment. But let's hope the pony doesn't disturb it. Here comes a pony in front. He's just in front of me there. That pony's just gone to the left. And there's your white stag there, look. And we're in New Forest, end of October. Fantastic, this. We can see two white ones. That's just one smaller one on your left. The big stag's not bothering it. Then we move to the right again. We've got a white doe there. Or hind, whatever they're called. He's got about 8 or 9 there, and there's your stag, look. So we've got a white stag, a white hind, and a red or what it is stag there. You can see him bellowing, but we can't hear it from here. And that's the end of my range there. Just behind the trees. Well, I'm going to move round and see what we can come up with. Here we are, we've moved a bit closer. Let's see what we can get this time. Them two white dots there, two white deer, look. But look at them antlers there, that is absolutely fantastic. And we're near Lyndhurst here, in the New Forest, and it's roughly 5-1, so, you know. And there's a white hind come in front of him again, look. No, that's a white stag, is that? But he's only a young one, is that? He's only got small antlers compared to this giant here, look. We'll just film the white two together. I mean, to see one white, never mind two, is unbelievable. And we're right at the end of our range here. Look at that there. He certainly knows who's bossed his white one. And it's not him, I'll tell you. The boss is that one at the back with the big antlers, and he doesn't mind him being there. Oh, doesn't appear to do. But if I had antlers that big, I don't think I'd be too bothered. Well, I think we'll make that do. We're so lucky. We're in Lyndhurst today. 6 weeks ago or so, we're in Brockenhurst, and we filmed a stag there with a load of Hines as well. You know, that is 2 fantastic days in the New Forest. We've come down from York to look at this, and it's been well worth it. Well, we'll leave it at that. This is where we are. We're just past the bridge, 300 yards, following the River Beaulieu. On our right hand side, we've got the stag with his Hines, and we've got a white stag and a white doe. What more can you ask for? We keep going. We keep heading forward, and the River Beaulieu meanders through some trees now, so we keep to the left hand side. Well, we had a great time there with them deer. We've walked forward, past the side of the trees. The Beaulieu River goes through for about 200 yards. We look to our right hand side, river clearing. We've got a bridge over the river. So we're going over the bridge now. We're heading straight forward. You'll see 2 tracks, but one's indistinct on your right. We're taking the left one. It looks a bit more substantial. We're heading forward towards Matley Wood, and we've got the wood on our right hand side, and just at the back of there's a stag. We've walked to the end of the open heath. We look to our right hand side. We can see a pony in the distance. We're stopping for a quick cup of tea now. Then we're going to head straight forward along the bit of track into the woods, and then we'll be back to you. Well, we're going to sit on these logs and have a cup of tea, but just before we do, let's just get a bit closer. We'd like to show you the tiny little fungus growth all over. It's beautiful, sort of a orangey grey colour there. Well, I think it's cup of tea time now. Well, we've had a cup of tea, and just before we go into the wood, we thought we'd just give you a quick look on our left hand side. It's just coming a bit brighter now. We walk into the wood until we come to like a crossroad of tracks. We turn right there, and as you can see, there's a bit of a wide grassy track. We walk forward 100 yards. There's a path veers off to your left, but we just keep heading straight forward through the trees in front of you on the wide grassy path. And then as we head forward on our right hand side, we've got 3 ponies here. We can only see 2. We've one to your right. And then we look to our left. We think it's a flyer garrick toadstool. Slightly orange. You know, most of them we see are pretty deep red in Yorkshire. Pretty good shot. You can see like a little fly on the stem. We've got paths leading off to the left towards the wood, but we're just heading straight forward. We're heading towards Beaulieu Road now. And every now and again we see like a gorse bush in flower. We understand there's 2 types of gorse. We don't know which one this is, but it looks pretty good. We'll keep going. As we walk along the track towards Beaulieu Road, we look to our right hand side and we've got a white horse there, look. And a brown one just behind him. And the sun's just starting to come out. We just keep heading forward. We're not far off the road now. Yeah, seeing it's the back end of the year, autumn, there's plenty of fungus about. We've another flyer garrick here, and that's quite a red one. We look to our left hand side, and the old stumps of the gorse bushes. We've got these tiny little yellowy, creamy coloured fungus, and they look quite nice. There's a lot more than you can see on camera. Just before we come out onto Beaulieu Road, we look to our left hand side, and we see we've got Matley Wood campsite. At the road we turn right, following on the little track on the right hand side, Everybody's slowing down, they don't know if this is a speed camera. And while we're here, we'll take a quick close-up of them. They're not bothered, I'm about 10 foot away, that's all. Well, we'll leave it at that. And as we walk down the side of the road, we look to our right-hand side, we can see a couple of white horses there, and the wood at the back is where we saw the stags. Heading back towards Lyndhurst now. We're about 100 foot from the road. The little track goes through the heather and the gorse, and the woods and that fall away on your right-hand side. We're following quite a distinct path now, heading towards Lyndhurst. The road's on our left-hand side because we can hear it. We keep looking to our right to see if we can see the stag with his herd, but we can't. He's gone. We don't know if there's enough light to really show up the heathland that we're looking at as we walk towards Lyndhurst. But if we film it very slow, we might be lucky when we get back. It might be all right, let's hope so. Because it's a beautiful part of the world, is this. We just keep walking along the main track. There's one goes off to your right-hand side, but ignore that. We head forward, we're not far off Lyndhurst now. Well, we've been following the horse for a minute or two, and he's stood still for a minute. And he's just in front of the log pile there, look. And then I turn round and we look forward, and we can see the spire from the church in the distance, and that's where we're heading. Well, he's decided to stop starting the ads. He stood still till I talked, and then he says, well, I'm having none of that. He says, so I'm going to move off. And I don't blame him. He's only about 15 feet away now, just eating the grass, look. And as we get a lot nearer, we've got 3 horses there and the spire in the background. You maybe see 2, I can just see the back of another one. We walk forward another 100 yards and we can see the park area where we more or less started our walk. And then we look to the right-hand side. And altogether we've got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11 horses altogether. I don't know if you can see them all, but they're just grazing away, not bothered. And then as we come back down the track towards the car park at the top of Lyndhurst, we look to our right-hand side and there's the churchyard. So we just follow the road now back towards Lyndhurst with a spire in the distance. We hope you've enjoyed our walk in the New Forest. You've been walking with a taxi driver today.